Lawnmower Man? Did you see Lawnmower Man?
You bet your sweet ass I saw Lawnmower Man.
Lawnmower Man's in your head now, Jake. There's no escape, ever.
Welcome to Did They Game It? This week we're going to be discussing Lawnmower Man on the Super Nintendo and the film. Sean, thoughts on the Lawnmower Man?
Oh man, so many thoughts on the Lawnmower Man. This was quite the ride.
Is a real slice of 90s Americana, I think.
I mean, you're putting it lightly. Slice of Americana from the '90s. It was all over the place, and again, so much unintentional comedy, and perhaps that's why. Uh, I mean, this is a Stephen King IP originally, right? And
Yeah.
he wanted his name off of it.
Yeah, so the original short Stephen King story was about, I guess, like a demon that came to do his yard work. And this movie does not resemble that at all, where Stephen King sued the studio to get his name removed because he thought it could be damaging to his reputation. And I think it would have been because I was thinking, what the hell kind of Stephen King has a lot of stories that hit or miss. But this one, yeah, I kind of wanted to look at the story and then I saw that it was nothing like it.
Yeah, I mean the only correlation is that there's a lawnmower involved.
Yeah,
That's really the only tie.
yeah, there's a landscaper too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about virtual reality. Pierce Brosnan's in it, James Bond. He plays Dr. Angelo, who's been experimenting on chimpanzees to get them where they can use weapons and fight for the military, and then they turn violent in one version.
Yeah, well, I had never seen or heard about this movie before, and let alone they made a video game out of it too. But beforehand, we had to watch the movie, and we opted for the non-director's cut, the cinematic version, and it leaves a lot on the cutting room floor, right? There's a lot of things that it cuts out that are like, okay, I can see how you could trim that fat, but when you do, it really makes things a lot more confusing, and kind of the characters like motivations and way they behave seem kind of erratic. So seeing the director's cut also, because after we watched the original or the theatrical cut, it was like, well, let's see what the differences are. Put on the director's cut, and that one was a lot more of a coherent story, if you can call this movie coherent at all.
Well, and there was 40 extra minutes in the director's cut, but it did not feel like 40 extra minutes. I think it felt more like 15. So there's probably a lot of stuff that didn't need to be there. But yeah, like Sean said, it was mostly character development that I think it needed. But the director's cut didn't cut anything from the theatrical version. So it seemed like they just threw in more scenes and didn't cut anything that probably it became redundant, where they could have cut extra stuff, trimmed it down to probably 2 hours instead of, I think that one was 2 hours and 20 something minutes.
Yeah, it was really long. Both versions of the movie are very long, maybe just because of how the story is, and obviously some of the acting is very, very suspect to say the least, and you could probably see why it not only just story wise didn't make sense, but a lot of the way the characters acted was kind of all over the place.
I think the bummer part of it is between the regular and director's cut, there probably is a movie in there that I'm not going to say is good, but is average. It's like I wouldn't laugh at it as much because I laughed at it for the wrong reasons. But I think in between those two versions, if they would have cut it properly, you probably have an okay movie. I don't think maybe Stephen King wouldn't have sued you because it was so terrible.
Right. I think season and going to that point, I agree with that as well. But I also think that yeah, just because they butchered the story from what the original source material was, that Stephen King was probably like out no matter what, because the only connection is the landscaper and a lawnmower.
Well, in between the two of them, I don't know which version's better because the director's cut, you get the character development, the story makes more sense because in the regular version, there's just shit where it just jumps to a different thing and it's like, what happened there?
Yeah.
And you can tell that there was something in between that's gone. But the good thing about the theatrical cut is it ends a lot sooner. That's the only reason I like the theatrical cut better because it felt like it took forever to get through that movie.
It is a slog. There's a lot to it, a lot of moving parts, a lot of exposition and things to be told. It's probably better, not as a movie, but like maybe as like a TV series.
Which it did get.
Oh, it also did. Oh man, they beat this thing to death, didn't they?
I haven't watched it. I don't know anything about it, if it actually aired or whatever, but I just saw on IMDb that it had a TV series. So I don't know. And it has a sequel, and I'm not gonna watch those. No, I saw this and I thought it's still okay for laughs, not for the right reasons,
Right.
but yeah, no, we laughed about it. We had quite a few laughs, and it's it's a good bad movie.
Yes, it is a good bad movie, and I would prefer to watch the director's cut because at least I don't know. There's more that makes logical sense that I would rather sit through and laugh at than just be. It feels like the theatrical cut. There's just a lot of like scenes that they just threw together rather than like an actual story.
And I think when we get into it later, the main thing is the game and the movie kind of have the same problem
Yeah.
where I think there was something good there.
Mm-hmm.
It's the execution where it just gets messed up. Because yeah, the game, like, it was enjoyable and stuff. There's just so many problems with it where it's not a good game.
Okay.
But it's there. Like, if they would have tweaked some things and done things differently, I think you actually did have a good game there.
So it's forever stuck in like this purgatory of like no matter what people do with this IP, it's always going to be like not quite there, but they're going to keep trying for whatever reason.
I still think maybe with what you have in the movie right now, if they edit it differently, you could probably get a better movie. Right now, in my head, I'd give the movie like a 4 or a 3, something like that.
I'm going to give the director's cut also a 4 and the theatrical cut 2.
I'm mixing them.
Okay.
Like, so that's why I got a 3 or 4 because I have problems with both.
Yeah.
But it's like I feel like if you cut it differently, you could get it up to a 5, I think. Like, so you just get a mid-level.
And this scale is what, out of 10?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you just get like mid-level.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what to think about. Didn't hate it. Not the worst movie we've watched so far.
No, I mean Balls of Fury holds that title. So, definitely not worse as Balls of Fury. I mean it's not on the balls
It was
level.
funnier. It was a lot funnier.
Oh yeah.
I laughed way more. I didn't even laugh in Balls of Fury. At least I laughed in this one.
True. That's a good point.
But I digress. We shit on that movie enough last week.
Yeah. Why are we even talking about it anymore, right?
So, Lawnmower Man, the whole premise is Dr. Angelo. He gets funded by the shady corporation that they keep calling the shop to use VR and some, I guess they're not hallucinogens, some drugs, some injections.
Yeah.
To try to increase the intelligence of his subjects. So he has a chimpanzee that's his prime test subject,
Yeah.
I guess. And everything's going well there. Then the chimpanzee tries to escape, blows a dude's head off on the way out, and then they shoot up the monkey. Whatever. I don't.
Ape. No.
Is it an ape?
I'm not a zoologist. I don't know either. Technically it's a chimpanzee, right?
I kept getting jumped on in anthropology class because I kept screwing that up. But so whatever, monkey. Test it.
Primate.
I'm going monkey. So anyway, they shoot his monkey.
Okay. There's got to be a better way to phrase that.
And then he gets a call, and fucking dude wakes up from a deep sleep and starts smoking a cigarette. How do you not have dry mouth? That sounds terrible.
He was always smoking. Smoking and shirtless. There's a lot of unnecessarily shirtless scenes for this movie.
I think every scene had a shirtless person between the Lawnmower Man and the doctor.
Yeah.
So yeah, so he like wakes up right out of a snooze and starts puffing on a cigarette, which his wife hates. Finds out his monkey's dead, and basically all of his research is like on hold. So then he, oh yeah, he watches a kid get abused from across the street.
Yeah, that's what I was like, dude, instead of just watching this like it's a popcorn flick,
Oh
you
my
should
God.
probably call the police. Yeah. Get on that.
Yeah, dude's just hitting his wife and son, and James Bond is just watching it from across the street.
Well, this is pre James Bond. He wasn't James Bond yet.
Yeah, okay, Dr. Angelo is just an accessory. And like so far, and that's the thing about the way this is cut, so far everybody's fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Like, except for like maybe the dad across the street because that kid seemed annoying. Maybe he had it coming. I don't know.
Oh no, dude.
But
No, that dad was definitely like, with his hard hat
hey,
while he drives. Like, come on.
yeah, he was the classic aggressive father coming home from the factory.
Yep.
Yeah, wearing a hard hat, driving around with a hard hat on. And then, I mean, his kid did leave his bicycle in the driveway.
I mean, we don't even know what that driveway was like a tunnel to Narnia. It was so overgrown. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. Like, there's more to this than just that.
Well, the driveway's so long, but he chose to park right next to the kid's bike and swing open his door and hit it just so he could slap his kid in front of everybody.
And again, no one does anything.
No, they all look. And then he just picks on a mentally handicapped person.
Yeah, it
And it says, what, you want to get stupid? Like you can catch it from him?
again, there's a lot wrong with this movie.
And again, they all just stand there and watch.
Yeah.
So, and then when you watch the director's cut, they cut more into it. So you actually see that people are more caring about the situation.
Hence why I like the director's cut more, because it makes these characters like there's actual logic and reasoning to what they're doing. It's not just like
Yeah.
That was the times.
Yeah, because that was kind of the thing too. It just cuts to like everybody just watching it and then like anyways.
Yeah.
And the plot goes on. Yeah, the director's cut, you actually see that Dr. Angelo cares. The Lawnmower Man, Job is his name, has more of a connection with the child next door. And yeah, so does Dr. Angelo.
Yeah.
And it just, yeah, it's a whole different movie and vibe when you show that.
Yes.
And then Job is the slow Lawnmower Man. And Dr. Angelo invites him inside to use him as a guinea pig.
So he's already taken advantage of handicapped people.
Yeah, that's what he's not a good character.
Yeah.
So the movie already diverged before this because in the beginning, when his monkey gets shot in the lab, the director's cut had it where the monkey actually escaped and then gets shot up at a church.
But like Job rescues him
Yeah.
and kind of like takes him in and cares for him a little bit.
Because Job, he maintains the church, so he lives on the premises, and he takes the monkey in, and then was that the military, or was that just his?
I think that's just the company, the shop.
lab.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just like, and I mean so they didn't show a lot of violence in this movie, like I thought they were going to.
Well, they saved it all for the monkey scene.
Yeah, because you just see the monkey get like shot to hell. Did not expect that.
I guess they thought that was going to be a good selling point, huh?
Yeah, so then they do that, kill the monkey, and then the movie goes from there, basically carries on the same.
Yeah, that's like really one of the big things that was omitted. And then there's a couple other little things.
Well, and then the priest
Yeah.
that it seems like in the director's cut cared for Job at first and his well-being, and then he just beats him with a belt for getting involved.
Yeah.
And in the regular version, the priest just beats him for not killing the ants.
Or yeah, like not doing chores or something.
Yeah,
And
cleaning up and
seemed a little very excessive, but
Yeah, but the preacher seems more sadistic in the theatrical cut.
yeah.
Basically, everybody seems more sadistic in the theatrical cut and less caring.
Yes, yeah. It's definitely like whoever has power has like there's like a lot of that being repeated. Whoever has power it becomes abusive with with their power.
So Dr. Angelo starts injecting and putting Job into the virtual reality, and he starts becoming more intelligent and then more aggressive.
Yeah, I don't know how the science works on this. It's
I-
very far fetched. He's just able to suddenly manipulate his brain
Yeah,
with
through the
like
computer screen.
and stuff, which is like, I guess I don't know, but
Yeah,
okay, we got to go somewhere with it. So carry on.
well, and no tools or anything
Yeah,
like that.
just we're in virtual reality. I can do whatever I want.
I mean, maybe if the helmet was shown where it was like there was like electrodes or something like on his skull where it's like it massages it with electricity or something to get a reaction, but there's none of that.
No.
And then Dr. Angelo's shirtless again. Remember when he's like talking into his recorder and he's just shirtless?
Yeah, there's too many shirtless scenes in this movie.
There's too much of a lot in this movie.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
No, there's like sex scenes too where like I'm a grown man and I thought I might have to turn this down.
Oh man, yeah, the problematic, mistress of a neighbor.
Well, yeah, I don't want people to think I invited my buddy over to watch some softcore. Well, and then especially when, you hear the mentally handicapped guy start speaking in the middle of all that.
Yeah.
What are we watching?
Yeah, who signed off on this? No wonder Stephen King wanted out. I want out too.
Yeah, because my mom asked what we were watching. Sounds they sound like such kids. I gotta turn it down. My mom's gonna hear.
Oh no.
But she asked what we were watching. I said Lawnmower Man. She said, "Is that nasty movie from the?" I was like, "Yeah, I think so."
It has a reputation.
Yeah. So yeah, and then he starts becoming more aggressive because the shop wants them to use the old formula or drugs or whatever.
Well, I think part of it is like it becomes like out of hand, right? The whole thing is like with the monkey, or I guess the chimpanzee, became like so aggressive. And so Dr. Angelo was very hesitant. Hey, we can't really proceed too aggressively with this because, this is my best test subject. And if we give, you know, there's aggressive tendencies that seem to happen when you give too much of this stuff to a subject. But he also is like, let's try it on humans now. So I don't know. His motivations go up and down from altruistic to like selfish, and like
It's all over the place.
it's all over the place. But ultimately, Job, he does succeed and like has positive results with his like learning and ability to learn things and grow his mind. And that's where it becomes a problem because now Job is like so vastly intelligent and accumulates things that he starts going like insane because he just isn't he's not capable of like, or he's like too intelligent and accessing information. Like he can just listen to things and like pick it up like that, like for seconds on end. And then you kind of see his like divulging into madness.
Well, and that was the what you were saying about where he seems like the altruism, because in the director's cut, it seems more morally ambiguous than just selfish.
Yes.
Like because he is doing this for his research and to advance it, but he is doing it for mankind and he is doing it to help out Job. Like
That's true.
Like they have the scene where he's talking to the priest about Job to like kind of have him come over, and he kind of like
That's true.
but then like at the end where he like takes a puff of a cigarette and gives like a sinister smirk.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the shit where it's like, if it was edited different and you just ended it before that, where it's like, okay, it looks like he's getting permission and stuff and trying to do things the right way.
Yeah.
Even though it's probably wrong, again, morally ambiguous, it shows that his character had more depth and maybe he's not a bad guy.
Right.
And then the director's cut just has both.
Yeah, it's so...
Where, yeah, he's selfish, doesn't care about anybody, and then there's this sweet side that just don't match.
Mm-hmm.
Theatrical version, he's just a dick.
Yeah. But like ultimately Job becomes such a problem that it's, now the leader of the shop is trying to basically weaponize it. And so Job fights back, and then it all culminates with basically Job trying to like stay alive and join into the mainframe of the computer system
Well, you
so that
left
he
out
can't be terminated.
you left out one of my bugaboos
Oh yeah, what's that?
when he developed psychic abilities.
Oh, that's true, right?
We just talked about this earlier today, and I forgot about it because I was thinking, what other movie did that? Because in my review of Super Godzilla, I was talking about that trope in like
Oh
the
yeah, yeah.
90s and stuff where everything like 80s and 90s just psychic person.
We just needed a bending spoon scene.
Yeah, because he started to get to where he could read minds. It was telekinetic
Yeah.
and pyrokinetic because he could set people on fire, virtual reality fire.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, it got pretty aggressive there at the end.
The virtual reality did just start like popping up all over the place, and it was fucking weird. Like, so there's this gas station attendant that kept giving Job the business.
To say the least.
Yeah, and Job goes there and he uses his powers to wrap him up with gas hoses, which does come into play in the game.
Yeah, honestly,
And
we'll
then
get to those.
to like take him down and make him on Job's old level before he got intelligent, it shows VR of a lawnmower going over his brain, and then now the lawnmower man's in your brain.
Yeah, it was it was wild, man. Like, I mean, for the time, what, 1992, maybe the technology and graphics were like cutting edge. Did not age well at all.
I understand the time, I appreciate the time, but it's still fucking funny to look at.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Because it made us laugh. We started busting up laughing when it shows it go over his brain.
It reminded me of Dire Straits' Money for Nothing.
Yeah.
That video,
Oh, it
that
did.
animation.
That's what it is. But look at them lawnmowers. That's the way. So yeah, Job starts getting kind of revenge on people too.
Yeah.
Because he gets the gas station attendant guy. He gets is that a priest or a father?
A priest.
It's the whole monkey chimpanzee thing.
But they call him father, but he's a priest.
Guy with the collar. Yeah,
Man of faith.
Job sets him on fire, but it's like virtual reality fire.
He still burns up.
Yeah, but it would have been cool if you just had him like catch on fire. This is where like the gore and violence wasn't what I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, it did seem like it was going to be more of a gory, violent movie. Maybe that's why, like, also the Stephen King aspect.
Yeah, well, we were laughing when he used his powers to fly a lawnmower at the abusive dad's head.
I mean, that was entertaining.
Yeah, like that one, we kept laughing at that. I was fine with watching that a couple times.
The way it just takes off.
Yeah, because you could. Yeah, it was like the car at the end of Grease when they just fly away.
There goes Sandy and Danny.
Oh, and then he already technically, well, he didn't kill, but so once he starts becoming intelligent, he starts getting all horned up, and and then he meets up with a lady who he mows her lawn, and then she made that weird sexual comment. Remember where she's like, I can't wait for you to mow my yard. What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, dude.
Dude.
She was trying to way too hard.
Yeah, no, if I was like, dude, the guy's, well, I'm not saying I'm not mentally handicapped, but if somebody said that, what the hell is that? Do I bring a razor?
Yeah, man, it was
sloppy.
It was so like, I guess they were like, we have to have this like this seductress character, right? And she really went for it.
Yeah, and then you get some nudity and some really good dirty talk.
There's some lines, man. There are some lines.
I'm just gonna say it. That one that we kept laughing. We had to rewind it because I missed it, and I'm glad we did. Where he's touching her breast, and she says soft, and then grabs him down low and goes hard. Oh.
Yeah, whoever wrote that. Why did they keep that in the theatrical?
That might have been the moment Stephen King was like, yeah, I got to get out of this.
Oh, man.
Like, yeah, that... And they went on for too long. Like, those sex scenes were too... I don't...
There was, like... Okay, if that was, like, the sex scene, it was, like, established.
Whatever.
And then there was, like, one maybe a few minutes later where it's like, we don't need this at all. Like, get out of here.
Yeah, because then they showed it. So... This leads.
I guess that's where you find out he's telekinetic, but
You could have done that
You could have
better.
just done that in a different way.
Yeah, because he like squishes like a tube of toothpaste. You could have just had him in just a bathroom anywhere and do that.
Or just like, you know, making a sandwich or something, just moves the bread. I don't know.
Yeah, so the reason we had to bring that up was Job's first victim is technically her
Yeah.
because he takes her to the facility where they do all the experiments and put him into the not cylinders, what do you call those?
The Animus? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
That's Creed.
Yeah, but anyway, they put the helmet on him and her so they could have virtual sex. Yeah.
Yeah.
It goes exactly how you think. Spectacular CGI sex monster, whatever that was.
That dude,
I don't know what happened or what that was.
Yeah, it got really weird. Let's just put it that way.
Maybe I'm just not as experienced with the ladies as Job, but I don't know what the hell kind of monster that was he fantasized.
Yeah, it was awkward to say
Because
the least.
it's like lips came out, right? Isn't that what it was?
Dude, there was a lot going on there. I don't know. It was like a thing. Like the thing.
It was like that singing thing from Return of the Jedi.
Oh no, it really was.
Yeah, see, yeah, it's like yeah, so anyway, it basically leaves her lobotomized. She just giggles constantly and that's it.
Yeah.
And so after he goes on his rampage or whatever, the police are investigating and they know it's like all a murder, but then he changes their mind telepathically and Roger Pedactor from Ace Ventura.
He's typecast as not just a cop, but Roger Predactor.
Yeah, he was a silly cop in this.
Yeah, and just making quips and
And yeah, they're convinced that it was all just an accident and move on. So then Job tries to get into the mainframe, always the mainframe.
yeah, there's some technical terms here that they just I don't know, really needed to drive the point home that they're talking about computers here.
Yeah, so he gets to the facility, tries to log into the mainframe, and then I guess the neighbors just moved on from the dad's death. I mean, I get he was abusive, but dude, he had a lawnmower going to his head.
There was yeah, like no one. I mean, as far as like just how people are dealing with things, they're very, accepting and moving on real quick.
Yeah. That was another thing in the director's cut. So Job's wife leaves him in the theatrical version. In the director's cut, she never really leaves.
She just kind of hangs around, but there's like a lot of resentment you could tell.
Yeah, like her character wasn't needed
No.
at all. So yeah, basically she dies in the director's cut. In the theatrical cut, she's just gone. And
Yeah.
that's it. She was only in it for like what, 3 minutes?
Maybe a grand total.
Yeah.
Maybe a little more. But it obviously, again, those were things that probably could have been cut out. I mean, they do kind of make sense though
Yeah.
for some things. But yeah, it ultimately it it was just there's so much there that I feel like making it a movie probably not the best choice. Now a TV show or a series or I guess nowadays like how you could do that where you have like 4 like long things, like 4-hour long things, you probably get the point across better than just trying to condense it down.
So after so Dr. Angelo goes and gets the help from the neighbors who just saw their dead husband and father and said, well, that's where the popcorn pops. Drives off to the facility and 007's going to blow it up. And then he gets into the mainframe with Job. They're arguing. Job wants to get into all the internet. And
yeah, he wants to just basically become like
change the world.
live in the computer and like be able to control everything.
Yeah, and like sync with everybody.
Yeah.
And then they find out little neighbor boy Peter's there, so Job lets him go rescue the boy, and then Job blows up. Or does he?
Still a slight bit of humanity in Job.
Yeah.
Even after all that. But yeah, does he? We don't it ends on a cliffhanger.
Yeah. But basically, he got into all the phones start ringing, it ends.
Yeah.
And that's Lawnmower Man.
Well, the movie.
Oh yeah.
Now we gotta talk about the game.
Still more to come. Yeah, the game, better than the movie. I liked it better.
It does follow some of the beats of the, or not the beats, but it definitely follows like the content of the story.
I understand the extra stuff they added because if you just went off the movie, you're not getting a game out of that.
Right.
Like, you're not just going to be Dr. Angelo playing with monkeys and sitting at a computer.
No, for sure. And I only played what, like, not even
We got to the
the
second level.
So yeah, I'm interested to see like what else there is to it.
Yeah, so it's a multiplayer game, and two players actually pretty fun. The main problem is it is just so damn hard. One hit kills.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what all you have to collect to get lives, which I don't know. I try to play these games without an instruction booklet or looking it up to just see if I can figure it out. I kind of had a hard time figuring it out, but it's pretty self-explanatory how to shoot, do all that. I got to the middle of the game on my own. I got to where you fight Joe basically in the middle. So then I went back because this game, since it was made in the 90s, has codes, cheat codes. I'm going to be straight with you. I don't think I would have got to the end without those cheat codes.
Okay.
So I put in infinite lives and I got all the way to the end. So after you beat Job in the middle of the game, the story continues that he did get out into the world.
Oh, okay.
And what he did was just erased everybody's records. So basically anything, credit, medical, like all of it's
So there's
just
just
deleted.
people running around, but like no way of being able to like tell officially who they are.
Yeah, basically it's a kind of apocalyptic world.
Okay.
It's not terrible though, and then you have a level where you're driving to the shop to like kill the director, who was, what was his name in Breaking Bad?
Oh man, Hank Schrader.
Hank from Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the director. And you get there and then you fight him. Well, you fight through his little army, you get to him, you kill him. That's Lawnmower Man the game. But just like the movie, I think there was a good game there.
Well, it was kind of neat, like after like you would beat part of the level before you could move on to the next part, you had to like do like a little mini game that was like in a VR world, right?
Which I'm sorry I didn't warn you about that before you got into it. Because the VR in the early 90s on the Super Nintendo, just you'll shit your pants if you're not ready for it.
Yeah, man, it was so real. Like we've definitely gone backwards since that time.
But all joking aside, it actually was fun. And if I would have seen that on the Super Nintendo when it came out, I thought it was good. I would have thought it was good if I saw that.
I thought it was a cool twist and it tied into the content and like the way the movie was. So I think that was a little neat touch by the game developers to do that and to set that up, as frustrating as it was sometimes. Um, but it was still pretty neat and it made sense.
Yeah, see, if everything wasn't just like one hit kills, the game would be so much like more fun.
Yeah, yeah.
And I like the VR parts. They were pretty fun. I don't know about you.
It was the one hit. It was just like all of a sudden, like, because you could just kind of mess up and like if you don't know what you're doing initially, like you're gonna die. So like it it was just that aspect of it where it was like, man, this game is really cutthroat. And I feel like if they had tapered that off a little bit, or at least like, yeah, because like how do you earn extra lives and certain things like that, certain game mechanics. I didn't think it was a bad game I just think it's a really frustrating game.
Yeah, because it seemed fun. Like I played it with our other friend before. He enjoyed it. I think it was just the difficulty. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to beat it. I didn't beat it. I got to the last level and I kept dying and then I just kind of stopped caring. But I don't know if I'll ever beat it without cheating. That's sad to admit. I don't know when I've admitted that before.
Hey, you know what though?
I'm gonna try again though.
Of course. And I mean, how much time have you put into this game?
Yeah, that's kind of the thing too.
I think like if you really dedicate it and put some hours in, you'll definitely be able to beat it. But you know,
I don't know.
you got a lot going on in life too, so don't just commit your life to Lawnmower Man, the game.
No, man. I live for the Lawnmower Man.
This is my life.
The funny part that we were talking about is I didn't know about Lawnmower Man until I watched that Community episode where the dean gets into VR and then they bring it up several times. So and then I found out there was a game of it, so I decided we should do that.
That's been your life's goal ever since, huh?
Yeah, and so I only paid $11 for it.
I can see that. That sounds on par.
I'm fine with $11 for it.
Yeah, that's not. I wouldn't say that's overpriced at all.
No, I would say if somebody wants to try it out, I'd be okay with. I'd spend $15, $16 on it,
All right. So
and I wouldn't feel cheated at all.
it's been a long time, but obviously going to rent video games or whatever. What was the standard cost for that?
Oh man, what in the '90s? Like what, $5?
Was it $5? Okay, so basically
And you only got it for
like
two nights.
2, 3 days. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm just think of it that way. Like you're just renting the game essentially,
yeah. But to add
but
to
then you own it.
yeah, and to add it to my collections, like I said, if you do Infinite Lives and want to go through it, it's not a bad game. I found it enjoyable. I just yeah, it's that difficulty because from what I read, everybody was talking about how it's like unfair, and some were saying like one of the most difficult games they've ever
I
played.
can see that. Yeah, it's very challenging.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate they didn't try to. And it was pretty short, so it was just one of those games where they just try to make it difficult to stretch it out.
Oh, got it.
But I think it wasn't as short as like Lethal Weapon or anything, but it was just unfair difficulty, I think.
Yeah, one hit kills, man. Or trying to land a helicopter.
Yeah, yeah. The helicopter that you fly about like 20 yards.
Yeah, very very short time for. A
And then I
helicopter.
found out we're supposed to blow it up to get collectibles from it.
Oh.
That I think gives you more lives and stuff.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, I didn't know that. So there's little shit like that that you got to pay attention to. Like in the first level, there's a monitor. If we go back, and you get on the monitor, and then you have to solve 6 puzzles in a certain amount of time. Then the monitor blows up, and you get extra shit from that.
Okay.
So like I think that's a way you get extra lives.
All right. So there's little puzzles or hidden things you have to do within the game.
But yeah, it's just the VR part was really fun, and in every level, I think you get about 2 or 3 of those VR missions.
Yeah, it seemed like it because obviously you like have one platform and then before you go to the next platform, like you do the VR world thing and then you're on to the next platform. What is it like about 4 and then you get the boss and then you're on to the next level?
Yeah, yeah, and man, I don't know where the level actually ended because I think you're just at the facility where you can't really tell what it is because you're just getting shot at and then there's robots and stuff. So I assume I'm in the facility trying to find Job.
Right.
And yeah, so you go through that and then you go out onto a rooftop, then you're back in the facility. So I don't know if I beat a level there.
Okay.
And then that was in between the 2 levels. Yeah, it was a little confusing until you get to Job. And then you beat him, and then there's the driving level, and you can tell the difference.
Nice.
So I honestly don't even know how many levels there were. I just know I got halfway through the game on my own.
Okay.
Without cheating.
Nice. That's an accomplishment, I'd say.
Yeah, and now we all know I'm honest about the cheating thing.
Yeah.
Because I had to. And of course, yeah, on my Super Nintendo, played it on the original system. There's no saves. So you just got to try to get all the way through it. But 2-player, like if we did the Infinite Lives, I think you'd have fun. I think.
Sure.
Yeah, I think it's a fun game. Yeah, you're Dr. Angelo, and then the neighbor. What was her name? Carla.
I guess, yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
I don't remember too many of the characters' names, but
Yeah, you're the mom next door that kept pissing off the husband.
jeez. Well, and that like there was kind of like in the director's cut. Is there like a thing between those two?
Yeah, no, that seemed like it was heavily implied,
Yeah.
right? Because yeah, he goes outside and I'm catching a cig after watching her get beat up or whatever. And no, he was just talking to the son, and then he was saying what a great kid she has.
Well, like, because his wife had just walked out on him.
Yeah, she watched that. They're just watching each other's anguish.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, the neighbor comes out, she just watches his life leave him. We thought leave him, but then she just
was gone for a little bit.
Yeah, she just pops back up. And then she starts flirting with him.
Yeah.
Like right after she gets smacked around and his wife leaves, they start flirting. I don't know, man. It wouldn't.
It was definitely like, I don't know.
I mean,
a lot going on.
watching that stuff, I don't know, soft or hard. I wouldn't. God, that line. Jeez,
That sums up Lawnmower Man. That's all
it's
you need.
so funny.
It's soft and hard.
But it's so uncomfortable. Like, I would not want somebody to hear down the hall what I'm watching.
That's true.
God, and then you hear screeching monkeys, and then probably,
What is happening?
dude, I don't know. It's an interesting movie. Do you think people should like check it out if they're all by themselves and not going to be judged?
No, they should watch it with a group of people.
Yeah, watch it with your close relatives.
Yeah. Put it on during the holidays. No, I would say check it out.
I don't regret watching it.
No, I don't regret watching it. It is just like it's wild, but it is kind of also. I mean, with everything going on in the world right now, as far as artificial intelligence, I mean, it is very topical.
Yeah, it's yeah. I don't know. I think it's worth watching. Just it's
For the unintentional comedy.
the unintentional comedy, and it's just different.
Yeah, it is different.
It's I don't know how to describe, but I think the theatrical cut is funnier
Yeah,
than the
in a
director's
way,
cut. Like if you're going for good bad, watch the theatrical one.
that's true.
If you want to watch the actual movie, then I'd watch the director's cut.
But there's still good bad in the director's cut.
Oh yeah,
You still get all the good bad. It just makes more
makes more
sense.
sense. Yeah, it's just more cohesive, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, and the game. I mean, if you want to have a friend over and do Infinite Lives, I'd say play the game. If you want a really hard challenge, I'd get the game. Like I said, it could be fun. For $11, I was satisfied.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. How do you want to test your mentals, right? Like, are you trying to be like a David Goggins level of gamer here, where you're just like, I'm gonna go hard and like, no pun intended, I'm gonna go and do like the most like just uncomfortable, painful stuff, and just be like, I went through it and beat it and defeated it, and then I didn't get beat, or yeah, just do the better thing, the better option, get the cheat codes,
Yeah,
have a friend over and run through it, and just because it's not a bad platformer
no,
when you're doing that.
and no, and then when you die and you have to repeat some of the levels, it's not bad. It's not annoying.
Yeah,
It's I would imagine it would get annoying towards once you get towards the end of the game. If I lost at the end, I would be super annoyed. But yeah, halfway through where I kept losing and playing again, it wasn't even annoying. It's still fun to play through it.
nice. That's good too.
Well, that's Lawnmower Man.
Yeah, I mean, how are we rating this? Like, is it on a scale of what?
The game or the movie?
I mean, I guess both.
Well, the movie.
Well, we already did the
Yeah.
movie, but the game. Because you always like rate it on something related to the game.
How many monkeys would you give it?
How
Out of-
many monkeys?
Out of 10 monkeys.
Are these chimps or monkeys?
It doesn't matter.
I would say I'll give it 4 monkeys.
I'd give it 5 little monkeys.
5 little monkeys.
5 little monkeys.
All right.
Because, yeah, if they would have just made it a little easier in 2 hits, I could go 7. Like,
Nice.
I think if they just eased up on the difficulty, I could go 7 monkeys.
Nice.
All right, well, that's it. So, join us next week when we play Steel Magnolias on the Sony PSP in the back of a 1984 Honda Prelude where a mama raccoon just gave birth. Until then, be safe.
Now, Job Smith is about to enter the world of